Okay, thank you so much for letting me interview you. I when I first got the project prompt for my management class, I immediately thought of you because you manage a company, you're a co-founder, and I just really want to get into the process of like your life journey and how you came to where you are now and how you manage the business. So,
Okay.
wherever you want to start.
Oh gosh, that's a big span of time there. Just some broad generalizations. I've always loved business. And so my undergrad was in business, but within the hospitality industry. And I spent quite a few years in restaurants and hotels. And then I was looking for something to do while I was having and raising my kids, and I found consulting. Do you have a question about that? The restaurant and the
Yes.
hotels?
So, yes. So with the hotels, what was the drive behind hotel management or hospitality? And then what was like that crucial moment where you said, ah, yes, consulting? Because I read that you were just in this business, you went to Cornell and you worked for different companies. I just want to know if there was like a challenge or just something that drove you to that passion to get into consulting.
Yeah, well, to back up with the questions on hotel and restaurants, my family was in the restaurant business and we traveled extensively and stayed at hotels because my father had people, friends in the hotel industry. So I love that entire industry of just not only traveling, but also being hospitable and welcoming people into the restaurants and having them feel comfortable and warm and providing food and service. So when I went to college, I was in a special program for that, and I went to Cornell's Hotel and Restaurant School. And after I graduated, I worked for Four Seasons Hotels in Boston. And my father called me back and said, I wanted to open more restaurants. Will you come back and help me? So I did that for 17 years. So
Wow.
yeah, so as glamorous as it sounds, I think that that's probably the most difficult business that anybody could ever do because it's 24/7. You're not, after you close the doors, you've got to worry if someone left something on in the kitchen, or if your staff is going to be sick and someone's not going to show up. So there was a lot of moving parts with the staff. We had about 40 employees. We served about 5 to 600 people a day, and we had about 20 to 30 vendors. So they were coming in and out with wine or meats or supplies. So with hundreds of people involved every day, it was a lot. So what got me about consulting was it was something very simple that I could do from home. So I started looking into what sort of work I could do while having children, and also I could raise my children, but also still be in the business world. And I also like the idea of helping people and guiding and counseling them. So that's how I fell into consulting, in particular, educational consulting.
Oh wow, that is 17 years. That's such a long time.
I know that's like more than half your life, right?
I think that's most of my life,
I
but
know
wow.
yes, it's more than half my life. I mean, I many times over, but yeah, it was a very long time in the industry, and again, it has its benefits. I'm still a foodie, and I still enjoy fine wine, but I don't want to be doing that anymore. It has its perks, though, especially if you want to travel.
Was there, so before Go Educational Consulting, was there any jobs that you worked for, any companies, and what was your role in them, and why you moved on from them to where you are now? So, like that process that you went through, could you go a little bit deeper into that?
Yeah, well, going in, attending and graduating from Cornell's hotel administration school, they pretty much set you up for management. So a lot of our coursework was geared towards starting from psychology to management to mixing in finance and marketing. So it was really, you were expected to be placed in a position, a management position upon graduation. And now looking back, I realized that what we all lacked, me and my classmates, was really the experience and the humbleness to learn.
Hmm.
So we had the book smart of managing, but management really happens when you get to know people and you get to understand people and their psyche. And that's not just if you're in hospitality, the customers or the guests that are coming in, but the people you work with as well, either in the restaurant or in the hotel, or vendors and suppliers, partners, so to speak. So that's really the trick of management is working with people, and I'm very much a people person.
Hmm.
So having that more extroverted personality was very helpful in what I wanted to do and wanted to help people and help them feel comfortable.
Wow. I guess I should meet some. I guess I should meet some more people then. Um, Along with that, how do you get to be that extroverted person? Because I know for myself, I can be pretty introverted, but when I need to, I can jump in when I have like my battery full. But for some other college students, they don't know how to do that. So, is there any advice like you could give to them?
Yeah, I mean, if you notice in the corporate world for people who get promoted, they're oftentimes more extroverted or they have some sort of charisma or leadership skills that stand out to management and they're promoted. But I really am an advocate of staying true to yourself. So, for example, my husband is more of an introvert and he was in sales all his life. And so he said,
Oh
I'm a
wow.
paid extrovert. Yes. So he would be an introvert, but then when he was on and he was traveling, he would be like spot on for that sales call and then go back and do his proposals. So in terms of management and business, you just be true to yourself. But yes, there are some times when your role commands you to say maybe give a webinar or be a speaker or to be out in the public's eye. And you have to see if that works for you. But I think that no matter your personality type, as long as you're able to connect with people and you're collaborative and cooperative, I think that management is for anyone, not just for extroverts.
That is so great to learn. Paid
Yes.
extrovert. I'm gonna use that from now on. That is such a great term.
Well,
Um,
it's funny because also at one of our church sermons, a pastor had said that too, and he said you would think that as a pastor I'd be an extrovert, but I'm not. But he's an extrovert when he gets up on stage and does a sermon. So
right, right. So how, with all the extrovertness and charisma that you have, because you have a lot of charisma, like just talking to you right now, I can feel it. But how did you get to where you are now? Like, what led you to go educational consulting?
okay, so I was looking for a type of job that I could do while raising my family, and I found consulting. And then I started working for a company called School Choice International. And I chose that company because I really like the remote feature, which was not as prevalent as it is today post COVID. So finding a job that you could do from home that was challenging and fulfilling, it was very rare back then. What I also liked was the international factor, was helping families from all over the world find placement in schools. And since my kids were starting their educational career, it was something that aligned to what I was trying to um, trying to guide my own children on their educational track. So that's how I fell into educational consulting. Um, I met Beth and we ended up working with each other for about 10 years. And then when that company was being sold, I actually went and worked for another company, and so did she. But we started Go because we always kind of joked about we worked so well together. Let's open up our own consultancy. And then we started having people that were seeking us and asked if we did this actually together, which was really the impetus for us to say, okay, let's do this. And we launched our own company.
That is so amazing. I wish to do that someday, make my own company, because I also love helping people. I love helping students and like teaching them. Just what keeps that drive in you? Just seeing your kids going through their educational experience and helping others is what drives you. Is there anything extra um, that you would like to tell people that want to like start their own business the way you have?
Yeah, I think having an entrepreneurial spirit is something that's innate, and the challenge of it, the calling, the vision. So if you have that, Maria,
Hmm.
just follow that. And as you go through life, there's your schooling, there's people, there's opportunities that come up, and they are building blocks upon another. But being able to recognize those opportunities and being able to connect the happenstance in your life is really key to kind of always knowing what you want to do. So, internal motivation, I think, may be something intrinsic, but at the same time, you could be motivated by other people. So, surrounding yourself, for example, Beth and I, we get along so well that we support each other. I do suggest if you're starting your own business, people usually eventually have a partner or have a group of people to work with them, because you can't, you'll find out maybe your strength is finance, while another one's is marketing, while another one's is law or accounting. So you kind of make a whole by your strengths, because even if you were very strong in all the different aspects of starting your business, you may not want to do all of them. You may have to focus on building the business. So you may have to let go. And I think that's the most challenging part of the business, is letting go and let someone else actually either provide the service, or do your marketing or do your finances. So it's knowing what you want to let go of. But in order to grow, you need to let go and bring up other leaders and other people to join you in that growth.
That is so inspirational. I always had this thought that I needed to do everything myself because,
Mhm.
I've just been everywhere, but hearing you say that just makes me a little bit more confident that I can just like do one specific thing and just, feel in love with it. Um so onto that, what stuff have you let go of in like Go Educational Consulting, and like what do you manage? Like what's what do you like what's the management responsibilities that you have?
Ah, well, the first question, what did I let go of? I actually was a consultant helping families. And so that is something that is hard to let go of. Similar to, say, if you open up your own tutoring company and you enjoy working with the students and seeing them advance, you eventually may need other people to tutor while you hire tutors or you bring them on. And so that's hard to let go. So every time I'm talking to a family, I end up like, oh, I would love to work with them, but I know that that's not sustainable, and I need to match them with somebody, either a tutor for studies or a consultant for school placement. And that is a big letting go. Um, I do sometimes take on a few families here and there, but I know in my mind that in order to grow, I need to let them go. Um, what do I manage? With Beth, everything. Just the operations, the day to day, with all of the sessions going on, all of the placements, the consulting, the projects, the research. We have a lot of different clients at any given time all around the world. So what's positive about the global aspect is also the negative. So this week I'm going to have to wake up early to take a call from London, which is fine. And then working with Asia, you're sometimes on a call like this at night. So it doesn't happen often, but you have to be really open. If you want your world to be wider, you have to get out of the 9 to 5, which I think I think most people are now with technology. But still, a lot of people don't like to hear from anybody with a 9 to 5. It's changing, it's changing. But again, being a small business owner, you need to be really open. Our Sunday is Asia's Monday. So just kind of really
Right.
being open to when you work. So yeah, the recruiting, the hiring, the personnel, the marketing, the tech, the finances, the accounting, anything you that involves a small business is Beth and I sometimes divide and conquer, and sometimes we do some of the tasks together to get each other through things, especially say, for example, tech. Okay, like, did you see that? Like, do I click this? We're a bit older. Or if finances, we'll both have two eyes looking at something before it goes out. So it's, and there are other things that we can divide and conquer, where I just have my own work and she has her own. But again, that's why it's great to partner with either a person or have a cohort, of a board or a managing group where you could split tasks and you can also join together for more difficult tasks.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. You are so amazing. Just like talking to you, just listening. Even though this is an interview, I am so amazed by it. Like, I love business, I love helping people, and I just, you've inspired me just all over again. I really appreciate it. Um, is there anything more that you would like to give me personally or anyone else, just like starting a business, or just life advice in general? It doesn't have to persist to like business per se, but just anything.
Yeah, I think it's super important for all of us to have mentors. And so this mentor could be a business mentor or personal mentor, um, or a friend. And if you surround yourself with one, two, three key people in your life to always just be able to lean on and to trust, no matter what it might be, I think that makes us stronger. And it goes both ways. So being a mentor and a mentee, and then you could pay it forward as you get older and more experience wherever you are in life. So similar to kind of what you're doing, helping the high schoolers, like you weren't, wasn't too long ago, but you see what your struggles were, what mindset you were in, and if you're able to help pull them up, that is helpful to them. And then with the same token, young adults, people in the work world, getting your first job, helping you, or older people. But if we all kind of all help each other and surround ourselves with those key people, I think that's the strongest thing that we could do for each other.
Wow. You, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know my classmates will appreciate that because as we were learning throughout this management class, like how a company organizes, how managers organize their employees, and how to be a leader, um, I've learned so much, and just you encompass all of what I learned in that class. Going from that
Oh,
drive and making a company and just like managing everything, um, you've inspired me. Just I'm so grateful that you gave me your time today
oh
for
yeah,
this
absolutely.
interview.
Anytime for you, Maria.
If only for me. I'm
Formally
so
or
sorry.
informally.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Thank you so much. I don't have too much time left because I have to get stuff ready, but thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate it. If you would like to say anything else later after the interview, just let me know. I'm always open, formally or informally. um,
And I mean
but
that.
thank you so much. I really do appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you're an inspiration too, as I've told you. So I think
Thank you.
you're a great role model, to all, like to someone older like me, and I'm sure to younger people too. So just being you is just really an inspiration. So because I know you have this, and then you have Remy at 6 o'clock,
Right.
but at least you don't have Camden, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's a good thing today because I have an essay due, so I just have a lot cramped. I don't know.
Oh.
God just kind of gave me some grace today and just shed light upon me to give me a little bit of that extra time. So I'm so grateful to Him and for you and just like my life just falling into the pieces um, with God's help. So I'm just so grateful and pretty happy right now. Just thank you so
Oh,
much.
that's great. That's great. And also, I want to remind you, you didn't invoice, so you
Oh,
forgot.
right. I did forget. Yes, that's the one
Yes.
thing I did forget. It's okay.
Yes.
I'll do it at the end
I
of the
figured
book.
you were busy. I figured you were busy, but yes,
Yes.
but honestly, I know this recording is probably just for you. You're not going to be like
Mhm,
blasting this in the classroom. But
mhm.
yeah, I mean, Maria, if you ever have anything informally or formally, you can always text me. But it's exciting to hear about your desire to start your own business, and be, you know, open to listen to it and support you. And I know that
Thank
you are a junior now.
Yes,
You're,
I'm a junior now. Yes.
so
Yay.
on the other end, yeah. But I think the way you've been living your life now is showing perseverance. And as you know, perseverance is really a key because you've proven that with your dad and with your schooling and with all of your work that some days are harder than others, but you just get up, you do your day, and you're like, okay, I'm happy if I made it through the day. And then it's the next day. And then some days are easier, some weeks are easier. So life is an up and down. But when you're in the down, just know that it's temporary. And again, with as you said, with God's grace, we lean into
Mhm.
him and we could always get back up. So yeah. So you're doing great. You're doing great. And
Thank you. Thank you. I
I hope you
needed
had
to
a good
hear
things.
that.
Yeah, no, you are definitely. And that aspect of you is going to take you so far because you're going to draw from it. So when hard times come or difficulties, you're going to say, hey, yeah, I remember when I was at Pepperdine and I had all those tutoring jobs and you were caring for your father, that I got through that. So that means I could get through this, whatever it may be. Whether it's applying to like 15 jobs or 50 jobs and you haven't heard back, or starting a new job and people aren't that nice, or whatever it may be. It's just you can always have that faith that you can get through it, and you will. Because I've watched you for the last, I don't know how long we've known each other, a couple of years, and you're just like, so I was like, what? Or when your car died, oh my God, I was so
Oh
worried about
no,
you.
you remember
Your
when it died
car
on the
died.
405?
Yes, but you were still very composed and you said AAA is coming. I'm like, are they there yet? And then you were still, I don't know if you still did your
Yeah,
tutoring
I
or we
did.
canceled.
It was
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, how many people could say that? But you see, you have you have that intrinsic drive of an entrepreneur, of a business owner, of someone in business, because you can get through that and you could stay focused. I know you have challenges with that, but on big things, Maria, you could stay focused, and that is really key. And so that is a character trait that will do you well throughout your entire life. So just take that seed and just grow it, which I know you will.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That I'm gonna brag to this to my dad later.
Oh no, you have a recording of this.
No, I won't show him the recording if you don't want me to, but I'll just be like,
No,
my boss just told me I'm amazing.
you are. And I'm talking about life amazing, which is the big
Yeah.
picture. And I see that in you. And I really, really, I'm inspired by you too. So you could, like I said, you can inspire not just people that are younger than you could inspire people that are older than you. So we can all learn from each other, all the different generations. So
Wow, words of wisdom to live by. Well, thank you so much. I won't
you
take
are
too
quite
much of your
welcome.
time.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
better
so
get
much.
going.
Yes, I'm gonna get all my stuff and start driving back. But thank you
Well, it's
so
great
much.
to talk to you. Yeah, absolutely. And good luck with your project. Okay. If you need anything else, just let me know. Okay.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye. You
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye bye.